Okay, so in this video we're going to try to do an APA reference citation for an entry in an online encyclopedia through one of Warwick's databases. So let's say that this is our encyclopedia entry. We can see the title of the entry is Depression. The name of the encyclopedia is Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia. And then we have some of the publishing information there. And if we look down, we'll see that for this particular entry, there does not appear to be an author. Usually if there's an author, it'll have something down here like a written by kind of thing. This one does not have an author, so we just have a little bit of information to go off of for this. Now, if you log into our Blackboard page and you go to APA and Plagiarism Resources, I've got this file titled APA Reference Page Cheat Sheet, and we're actually going to use that reference page to try to write up a reference citation. So the first thing we want to do on here is we want to find our particular scenario that we're looking at right now. So you can see there's a journal article. That's not what we're using. We are using a reference book article from a research database. So if we come over here, we see that there's a general format to follow. Now this is if the entry in the encyclopedia has authors. This is if it doesn't have an author. You see how it just has the title, right? And you can also see in some of these entries, examples that are listed here, it also has like an editor of the encyclopedia. And as we'll see, we don't necessarily have that with our particular example that we're taking a look at. So let's start off with, because we don't have any authors, right, we know we're going to be using this format. So let's pull up the article and let's come over here. So we know that the title of our entry is Depression. So just like we do over here, we're going to put Depression, and when we do APA style, we want it to be Times New Roman, 12-point font, right? So we've got Depression, just like they have there, right? Then we need to find the year that it was published. Well, if we take a look right here, version of this encyclopedia is 2017. So we're going to put 2017, give a space after the period, 2017. And now we get to the part where we're talking about the encyclopedia. So you see how this says that there is an editor? Well, if we look here, with the information we're given, it doesn't say anything about an editor. Usually if there was an editor, we would have something down here. So because there is no information about an editor, what we're going to go with is this version here. So instead of putting in, we're just going to go straight to this encyclopedia title. So we're going to put the word in, and then we're going to put the name of the encyclopedia in italics. So if we come back up again, the name of the encyclopedia is Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia. So we're going to type in, and then in parentheses, we're going to do Funk and Wagnall's. Now, notice how they have it over here, right? That the only word that is capitalized is either the first word of the title or proper nouns, like Salem Press is the name of the company. So if we come back and we look at the name of our encyclopedias, Funk and Wagnall's, those are two people's last names. New World Encyclopedia does not need to be capitalized, so we're going to put New World Encyclopedia. Oops. Right? And if we take a look at what information is supposed to be next, if we have any information about the edition, we put that there. There's a volume, a page number, so we can only go with what we have available to us, right? And we don't have anything listed here about what edition it is, okay? So usually if it was like the 10th edition or something like that, there would be some information up here that would state it. But if we come down, again, even at the bottom, Doesn't say anything about an edition, so we can assume that this is just the first edition. So we have in Funk and Wagnall's New World Encyclopedia. We don't know the edition. It doesn't say anything about volume number, and it doesn't even really give us specific page numbers. If you took a look, it just said 1P, which means that this entry in the encyclopedia just takes up one page. So they don't even give us the actual page numbers that it appears on. So the next thing that we would do, because we don't have this information, is we would look here. So we have the city that it was published in and then the publishing company. So we've got the city, Chicago, and then we've got the company, World Book Inc. So what we're going to put here is, oops, we don't want that to be italicized. We put Chicago, Illinois, and then the name of the company, the publisher, World Book Inc. So we've got that information in place, right? And then the last thing we need to do is just put where we retrieved it from. So if we come back, this is from EBSCOhost. So we would put for the retrieved from, retrieved from EBSCOhost database. And because with a reference citation, right, your first line is left adjusted and each line thereafter is indented, so we are going to move the second line in, keep that first line there, and with APA style, everything is double spaced, and voila, we've got our reference citation for this particular entry. And then just for general knowledge, right, if we were going to use this as an in-text citation, when we cite it, we would use Depression 2017 as our in-text citation. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this is something